Bio-LitI, enlighten, uncover, integrate, because life is never separate from knowledge.
Troy, retold by Bill Bowler. Chapter 2: The Golden Apple. So Paris lives on Mount Ida. When he is young, he helps with Agelor's sheep. He is a wonderful shepherd boy. And he's very honest, too, Agelor says. Soon everybody in the country knows about Agelor's son, the honest young shepherd. In Greece at the same time, King Peleus of Thessaly is happy. He asks the gods and goddesses from Mount Olympus to his house. Why? Because he is marrying Thetis, a young sea goddess. Peleus asks all the gods to the wedding. But he forgets one of the goddesses. Her name is Eris. She is the goddess of disagreements. After the wedding, Peleus, Thetis, and the gods and goddesses sit at a long table. Tm hungry. Let's eat, Zeus, the king of Olympus, says to everyone there. Just then, Eris arrives. Goddesses, here's something for you, she cries. She quickly puts a golden apple on the table. Then, with an angry laugh, she leaves. Hera, the queen of Olympus, takes the apple in her hand. I can read something on it, she says. What? Aphrodite, the love goddess, asks. Hera looks at it carefully. For the most beautiful, she reads. But who's that? Athena, Zeus's daughter, asks. Let's ask Zeus, Hera laughs. She quickly gives the golden apple to him. I can't say, Zeus answers. We need help from an honest man, I think. Listen. Hermes cries. There's a very honest young shepherd on Mount Ida. Let's ask him. All right, Zeus says. He puts the golden apple in the messenger god's hand. At once, Hermes takes the goddesses Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite to Mount Ida. On the slopes of Mount Ida, a young shepherd named Paris spent his days watching over sheep. He was known not only for his skill but also for something rarer, honesty. People trusted his judgment, much as scientists trust careful observation when studying the natural world. Far away in Greece, King Peleus celebrated his marriage to Thetis, a sea goddess. The wedding brought together the gods and goddesses of Olympus. Laughter filled the hall, conversations flowed, and everything seemed perfectly balanced. But in both mythology and biology, balance can be fragile. One guest was missing. Eris, the goddess of discord, had not been invited. As the feast began, Eris suddenly appeared. Without warning, she placed a golden apple on the table. Written upon it were the words, "For the most beautiful." Then she disappeared, leaving behind a question that would spread through Olympus like a chain reaction. Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite each believed the apple belonged to her. Zeus, king of the gods, understood that choosing among them could create conflict. Instead, he searched for someone known for fairness. His choice was Paris. At first glance, this seems like a simple decision. Yet biology teaches us that small events can trigger enormous consequences. A single mutation may alter an organism. A single environmental change may reshape an ecosystem. Likewise, one judgment from a shepherd could influence the fate of heroes, kingdoms, and generations. As Hermes guided the three goddesses toward Mount Ida, the story moved toward a turning point. There is an interesting word hidden within this moment: selection. The word selection comes from Latin roots meaning to choose. In the world of Paris, selection meant choosing the most beautiful goddess. In biology, however, the same word appears in the concept of natural selection, where certain traits become more common because they help organisms survive and reproduce. The apple awaited a choice, the goddesses awaited a choice, history awaited a choice, and on a quiet mountain, a shepherd who knew nothing of the future prepared to make one. Sometimes the greatest transformations begin not with armies or storms, but with a single act of selection.